Hello, I think it is time to lease the Malbar. I think it's time for us to actually get that job done. Now, just check that I haven't got anything else in here. This is my first, yeah, Riverside with my voice back session. So I'm just looking to see, there were a couple of other things. Yeah. Don't think... it was the Komatsu, it was that one. It's only marginally, I don't think I've used that, the Valmont one. It is new though. Yeah, I've used that, that was fantastic. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I was equal to the Scorpion King experience that I've always loved. Now, how much to lease you? And we need the implement as well, and how much to lease you? And I think you come with the actual attachment, and it's less, and it should do everything we need it to do. So do you know something? Why not? Yeah, let's get this party started. I'm going to cut back to when we take this back to the oh, hang on a minute. Now I know I've reset that here. Yes. Yeah, and it is only a normal size vehicle, so oh, you can switch it. I don't need it to do anything other than the max content of 8. Are we going to do this? Let me pull the help menu. I can't remember how to change the... Oh, it's Y. I'd like to go 9s. Oh. Well, I'll go 6s then, if in that case, so we can go for the smallest size container. If we're going to do this, let's do it container ways. Could actually do 2 containers. Right, well, if we're going to do containers, then we need to be, yeah, we do. We need to be grabbing them and sticking them on the... Or do we get the shop to drop them off? Can you do that? I think you can. Let's do that. It looks a bit weird without its back thing, doesn't it? But hey ho, we're only cutting with it, so probably be reversing. So I shall see you back at the farm. See you shortly. Yes, I am really driving it there. There's no resetting going on here. Yeah, I've changed the driving direction. Yeah, because it's quite good. I do like this. It's just the cutting head. It won't do the monstrous trees, will it? Which, yeah, a lot of them won't. So it should serve us really well, to be honest. Oh, time, Mr. Smith. Yeah, that was when you were looking around trying to... when I wasn't so well, this was a bit overwhelming because there was a lot to do. And I'd already done lots of tree stuff on Silver Run. And I thought, oh, not more trees at the minute. So I thought, yeah, let's save this for another day. So I've done a couple of sessions on Rhombos, which is going nicely. I've also had a look at the multi-production factory, and I do think it's true. I had a long debate with yourselves and asked for your opinions on what you think, because I think, like the industrial BGA, it has the potential to destroy a Let's Play in a few sessions, a bit like my Westbridge Hills, when I had never used the industrial BGA and I'd got a target and I didn't realise what a wild card that was, and it literally killed that Let's Play in one extra session, because the target was to reach a certain amount of money because it was a storyline, and we reached that money, and it was one of those, all my life I wanted this Let's Play to last a lot longer, and it's over in one session malarkey. So yes, it was a fast... It really was a quick way to kill, and I think that is too. It is good, but it's too good. I think we ought to do something similar, but I think if I put 1,000 1 ton, I would get 1,800 tons back, and by my reckoning, 1,800 times 2,000 is an awful lot of money. It really is. So I think it would kill whatever Let's Play. The only one I'm tempted to run it is Silver Rub. Now then, how do I? Yeah, right and down. Oh no, you've got okay. So you've got right. This is a little bit of a learning curve. I'm gonna have a play around off camera for a couple of minutes just to get this. I usually get straight in. I've not used the Malwar since FS19, and yeah, it's. I know most things are pretty much of a muchness, truthfully, but let's switch that up. Ooh, what have I done there? Oh, change my driving direction. That's lights, Mr. Smith. Yeah, I'm going to play for 2 minutes and I shall bring you back in. What's to figure this out without lots of menus open? A time lapse, definitely. I think I figured it out. It didn't look like they were the right size, but it really is, yeah, sort of doing it the right size. So we are going to go into a time lapse and we're going to get these trees. It shouldn't take long, if I'm honest. It really is 20 trees, something like that. It's very sparse, but it will give us this field as a field, because we've got a lot of raster cuts, truthfully, and they're all decent sort of trees. So yeah, right, so I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, I'm coming out of the time lapse a little bit sooner than I thought. Yeah, and I've got to be honest, this is really good. If you are learning to do logging, I would suggest you use this. It might not have all those green beamy lights that the Giants ones have, but it's hard. I got used to the big tree harvesters, and you get in your head the way to do things, which is getting in my way. I'm a bit wild with the way that I'm doing this, but it is a very, and also, if you tilt the head, I'm onto something. If you tilt the head so you can see where it's going to go into, and then side swipe it like that, or just angle it so that you get the cut thing. This has got a very generous. Yeah, look, it's not actually close to it. What it does is it hones in. If you press cut now, it pushes towards it. So you just have to get close to it, which is absolutely fantastic. Yes, it's not a heavy one, but then they all drop them to the floor like that. It's a matter of pulling it away. I had trouble with the hedge that dragged me in, because the hedges and trees don't mix, they don't cross, do they? Not even on Riverside. So yeah, it was dragging me into the field, so I apologise for that. That was my fault, but yeah, one of those things. The others managed, yeah, after that. It reminds you, sometimes you get a bit rusty unless you're doing logging, that is your thing, and that's all you ever do, which I do like logging, but only, yeah, I don't like to strip entire forests. I do love trees as well, so it's, yeah. Silver Run was different because we're clearing our own land, and this again, we're clearing land that we need. So yeah, but if you get this right, look how far out that is. You just have to be parallel to it. It's fantastic, it really is. It's obviously showing you that you are, it pushes the head in, look, like that. Quite amazing, which is, and it really is very fantastic for someone who's just starting. It really is good. Obviously it doesn't do the humongous great ones that only the Rotney and that new machine do, but it does do normal type logs like this, absolutely perfect, which most maps are like that. And if you've got the odd big one, you could always use a chainsaw. I just thought I'd got to bring, we've only got 3 or 4 to do, so I'm not going to go back into a time lapse for this, but it is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, if you sort of come straight, yeah, it's very, very sensitive. It's lovely, it really is. Maybe that might be for, if you're just learning to do logs, that might be actually a disadvantage, but I don't know. It's fantastic that you can just get parallel to like that, and then it zips in and grabs it for you. Is equally as good, if not better, than the glowy beam greens of light, which I didn't find much useful. But then again, logging is something that I like to do, so it's something that I've had lots of practice on over the years. In fact, yeah, it was probably one of my very first things I did like when I was struggling with the farming elements of Farming Simulator, which is, I do love tree cutting, but in reality, yeah, if I was going to do tree harvesting, it would be a sustainable type forest type thing, not like what mankind does in general, decimate the Amazon forest and not putting it back. Yeah, that's not my idea of things, so I don't like to show forests love. It's what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's why I don't do forestry that much, because I do like it, but yeah, it's when it involves us having to move something off our land, or like Silver Run, where it was the focus of the map, that is really the only. I ummed and ahed about Silver Run. It was only because it was the Platinum expansion. I thought, you've not done it, and I know you've sort of. Right, a little bit further. Touch more. Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. Once you get what it's looking for, is fantastic. I really do love it. So one last tree. It didn't take us very long. It really was quite amazing. I am also going to go grab the Tree Devourer. I've got the Tree Begone, but I've also now bought the Tree Devourer in as well, and I've not used it yet, so I'm going to use that. I usually use the Tree Begone. That's been a firm favourite of mine. Although the leaf hair attacher for, is it the wheel loader? I think it is. That is fantastic as well. I used that on Arbeleron. No, I didn't. Oboe's Hollow toward the end. Yeah, when it dropped. Right, let's try and avoid the hedge. Oh, yeah, that's all to do with the hedge. It hits the hedge, so... Right, last tree. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, so we'll go grab the tree devourer. Now then. Oh, no, the wheel loader has landed after its little weirdness with not letting go of the bags at the shop. It didn't land last session, I did check. It's back at the shop. It appears to have lost the big bag handler, though, somewhere. That may materialise in another session, perhaps. But yeah, it should usually materialises at the shop point. So yeah, the Turian has landed today. So yeah, hopefully we will rip this up and make proper grass. Though we will obviously cut the grass this time with mowers, because it won't let you use a forage wagon, forage header. We will buy that forage header as well. We will do this end with that, I think. Now remind me. No, I don't. Let's call the shop. And do we? Yeah, that is a point. Containers. I said about getting the containers. Now, obviously, Platinum Expansion, it's got the container warehouse. Now then, where the sawmill is in the middle. Yeah. This doesn't have a container warehouse where you can drop it off, does it? So, does a sell point like sell anything? Does that know what a container is? Or am I... If I fill a container, am I going to waste my efforts and it's just going to sit in the container? That is my... I mean, I'm not really worried. Let's call the shop. Let's get them to pick that up. And, yeah, it's the... do we bring the telehandler up for this? It is better suited. Let me just have a look at the attachments. Let's just call the shop first and get them to pick that up. That was amazing. Thoroughly would recommend that to anybody who is... starting out in forestry. It really is a dream machine. It is. I'm not just saying that either, because I know, and it's not the price. It really isn't. It is the most reasonably priced of them, and it comes with the header as well if you choose it in tree harvester mode. But it is something special. It's quite easy on a newcomer, which is obviously what the green beams of light was about with the forestry equipment in the Platinum Expansion. Giant's trying to make it a little easier for people with starting on forestry. So yeah, I would advise that. That is fantastic. It truly is. Yeah, and also I wasn't talking when I bought the black. I let myself off with that one. I thought it was a straight swap and a way of bringing money into the Let's Play. I have also looked at the multi-production, and I seriously think it is going to cripple. Did I say this earlier? Did I mention it? Probably. Yeah, I'm a terror for... yeah, going over the same stuff again. Well, I don't know, no, not in editing. I don't do it that often, if I'm honest. But yeah, but it's... oh, no, I think it was on Rombos I was going on about it. So, but yeah, I think it could be a lead bullet. I really do, to a Let's Play. A silver one maybe, because we've got to print money on that to actually get to build the boat. But on Riverside, there are a couple though where... again, it's also limited to how much stuff you've got. Now, we haven't got any slurry ore. Now, I could put a proviso that you can't buy it. You've got to literally do it off your own stuff, in which case, then you're limited to that. So we've got quite a lot of silage for our TMR. Oh, not as much as I thought, actually. 91 tonnes. Is that all? I thought I'd got... now, that's robbed me. Ah, is it because it's blanketed the front bit? We had 300 tonnes in this. We really did. I have the video footage to prove it. So why has it robbed me of 100 odd tonnes of silage? That's terrible. We have literally lost 120 odd tonnes of silage out of that thing, and it seems to have done something weird outside, like thrown it all outside. So I may allow an exception and a buying of 100 odd tonnes of silage from something like the Multifruits buying to, yeah, because that's definitely done something strange. It really has. So yeah, maybe not use this particular silo again, but that's a bit of a, because I don't think you can sell it either. That's when things like this become a bit of a, I suppose we could bring in the, we'll run with something. We will. I shall think of something off camera when I'm not flummoxed. It's one of the banes of doing live recordings where actually, yeah, you've got to literally do a quick turnaround and draw attention away from such things as mistakes like that. But yeah, I was drawing attention to it because I don't want to be losing 100 odd tons if we're going to go big into cows, and we are. We've got 300 grand. I know I could do the pigs. Yeah, I suppose that would do slurry. If we're going to do things and put limits like we've got, only can use our own stuff, that would produce, yeah, it would. But anyway, we need to get the telehandler up. So I'm going to bring the telehandler up. We're going to grab the logs, stick them in this. We're going to stick to this rather than, and I'm going to time lapse this because we're going to run properly down to the, yeah, I've swapped the lorries down. This is for up this end and the big lorry because this couldn't cope with the weight of the bales, whereas the heavy lorry can. So I thought this would be okay for lugging up this end. Also makes a fantastic fertiliser spreader, but that's probably better suited down the bottom. But we've still got the old way of doing things, so I'm not worried. Right, anyway, yeah, let's. I shall bring you back in a few minutes when we have got the telehandler up here, and we shall load some logs and take them to the sawmill and make a bit more money. And yeah, I just want to get this done, and we also then need to cut the thing. Also, we'll order the tree devourer. In fact, you know, let's have the shop delivered to us. It's not like we don't pay for it. It really isn't that bad a thing. I know some people are funny about it. I've always thought it was good because it's not unrealistic. It really is something that you can get done, that the shop can deliver, and it magically appears just the same as the shops. It's not like, yeah, I suppose what we could do if we're going to help, that is not watch what's happening if it bothers people. Right, so we need to buy. We need to reset the. No, I'm not going to do that. Well, I'm going to fetch the telehandler, or at least preserve the magic by not materialising in front of everybody's eyes. So what was I? So I'm still not 100%. Yeah, I'm easily phased. Right, we wanted to get the telehandler up here. We're not having the container. Right, yeah, I'll bring you back in whenever. Yeah, so let's grab that quickly on camera. Yeah, it's the first time I've actually used this in FS22. But it's not long dropped, has it? So let's grab that. I would imagine it's in here. Devour trees, absolutely, and we want it as real as. Oh, it's still got capacity though. I don't get. I'm never used to seeing them. Does that mean real? Just we don't really care. That'll actually do us fine. Let's lease that. Absolutely yes. Now let's reset that, because I don't want to make a habit of it, but it's in the middle of a session. I always say that it is really about. Right, yeah, actually, let's get that done first. Let's actually use this on the back of the fence. That would be nice. Now then, I presume, yeah, we're just destroying tree stumps, really. Ooh, well, that is a point, actually. Yeah, it is. We don't really want to be destroying tree stumps while we've got trees. So let's, yeah, let's move this into position, and we're going to go into the second time lapse of this particular session. I would like to get the grass done as well. Hopefully, it all depends on how the loading goes, because this can be. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that, and I do like that the one that actually says seeds. Because the one thing I'm going to say about the Karma is obviously if you've got like 5 or 6 of these seeds, I know a farmer would, right? And I suppose you could put the. I know I've done white for lime. That's what the chair's about for anybody who. But that one says seed, so I like that. It really does. So, but yeah, again, I suppose you could put those signs that you could have made. I've not tried it, but it's going forwards. That's not a bad idea. I think I might incorporate that. It looks nice as well. Because now, why are you struggling? Right, let's get this in position. Don't like rolling over logs, it never works well. Yeah, so we're going to load these up. I'm going to say my words. Yeah, we're going to load these up and then cut these tree stumps, and then we're going to get the yeah, I've got to bring the mowers across again, haven't I? Now, have I taken them back down the bottom? I think I have. No, wrong one. I always do that. Always mix that up. Or are they still across the road? I think I've got everything back. Oh, I have as well. Yeah, it's all back down the bottom, so I'm going to have to fetch them back. Yeah, don't ask me how. Yes, right. Anyway, I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and gals on the other side. Wow, that was quite a difficult job, I've got to be honest. Much more difficult and time consuming than I thought. Yeah, and I'm not sure with all the faffing around that we're going to be able to do it as well as I thought. There's a lot of weird corners. The course, I had to pretty much do everything manually because everything kept the course play could not work out a course that didn't clip things, didn't go through buildings. So it was quite difficult. So I'm not sure how effective that is going to be, or whether in truth it would be probably. We shall see. If it is silly, what we're going to do is we're going to probably buy. It makes more sense now to buy field 2, in all honesty, because it actually joins the back end of that field. How much is that? See, it's under 100,000. So if this works out terrible, I knew it was going to be a challenge, but I mean, I've seen fields go around corners before. There was one on the Old Stream Farm that was around one of the sell points, and it was doable with course play. It had one corner that you got to manually take over, and I don't mind that type of thing, but this is better than that. So, and I was quite generous for the headlands, so that to take that into consideration, that there was no clipping. Anyway, this has been done over a couple of sessions, because it was actually much more difficult than I thought, and the forestry side was a bit funny. Although I've got to be honest, when I say that, I really do mean what I said about the Malwa. It really is fantastic for a beginner, and to be honest, I will definitely be using it going forwards. It was fantastic, and not because of its price. I would have liked to try the other one, the 180,000 one, and I'd still like to do that in a Let's Play. I should show you rather than, yeah, if we go down to the forestry machines, it is a Komatsu, but it's the 180,000 one by Pepe 978. I think that's right. I don't think I'm sure that's Pepe's 978's Komatsu, the stroke Valmit. It can be either, so yes, I'd like to have a go at that. But that definitely would recommend. It is fantastic, really is. So there we go. I am not going to belabour it. This is going to be quite a long session, truthfully. So, and I want it to be an episode that actually makes sense of the event itself, rather than how long it is, which is why I try to go on that, so that you can see something from start to finish. Yeah, I apologise as well if it looked a bit fitting starting. I had to swap gamepads halfway through. The reverse, you'll see that the reverse on bits of that session were awful. And then the tabbing malarkey was due to how sensitive my other gamepad is, and I kept clipping the tab key. So you know I really don't like tabbing at all. But yeah, just getting used to that, how sensitive, easy it is to click the tab. You've got to get again. It's how your brain maps things and how sensitive it is. There was a bit of adjustment when I went to the new gamepad that's gone bad, and this is a fantastic gamepad that I always keep in reserve, so that if anything ever happens, I can just pop that one straight in without it being broken. So yeah, I'll be ordering myself, sending that one back and getting another one, because yeah, I don't rate it. It only lasted about 6 or 7 weeks, which is not terribly good. Anyway, enough of my woes. Yeah, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I truly do hope that you stick with me on this journey. I shall be bringing in... I have done a bit of testing on Earning Rats. Massive shout out to you, Kevin, for that multi-production factory. I'll show you a couple just as we... No, I haven't got time. We'll do that next session. We'll have a look. I'll do a bit of testing session. It's nearly time for work. So, yeah, I am going to say thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And goodbye for now.